This is a quick tutorial on the AMT dual quantum system. The quantum system allows for two transmitters and two microphones to be used with the same receiver. There is a left side and a right side to the receiver that allows two different channels to be used. Each transmitter syncs to this specific side and allows you to use either two of our instrument clip-on microphones, our upcoming belt pack, which will be released soon, and also our handheld vocal microphone system. You can combine an instrument microphone with a handheld, or a belt pack with a handheld, or a belt pack with a beltless transmitter. All the combinations work. These are, of course, our quantum transmitters. On the back of the dual system, you'll find XLR outputs and a unbalanced 1/4 inch. The 1/4 inch is the summing of both output A and output B. So you'll either want to use the 1/4 inch by itself or use two separate XLRs for output A and output B separately. You do not want to combine an XLR and a 1/4 inch, otherwise you will notice that you'll bleed from channel to channel out the various outputs. Other than that, on the back it has the 9-volt supply and an on and off button. Antennas are BNC connectors. They pop in, screw on, raised up. BNC connector here, on. So setup is quite easy. It does come with a rack kit if you want to rack mount your system. So the first thing we're going to do is demonstrate on how to sync a transmitter to the dual system. It's very simple. You'll see on the front menu there's group and channel numbers. When you page and click the middle button, you have an up and down arrow on top and bottom, and you have a middle button that takes you through the functions. If you click once, you'll see your group flash. If you'd like to switch your group, you can do that. Push it twice, it'll advance to the channel 1 through 10. And then if you click it 3 times, you'll get to the PO feature. This feature is only relevant when it comes to the handheld microphone. That's a power feature. So once again, click once, twice, 3 times, and you'll go to the PO, which has nothing to do with our instrument transmitters and only relevant again to the handheld. So disregard that if you're using our clip-on instrument microphones. Then you have a scan. You can scan and it'll find your next open channel. And at that point, you'll want to sync. So the easiest way to sync a dual receiver to a transmitter is by holding down the middle button facing your IR window on your transmitter to the IR window on your receiver. At any point in the function menu, you can hold down the middle button. You don't have to advance it to get it to sync. All you need to do is hold the middle button and you'll see your IR light flash. This is indicating that it's sending the channel to the transmitter. Here we go. Your IR is flashing and is trying to sync. It's not finding anything at the moment because the transmitter's not on. In order to get it to sync, we're going to turn on the transmitter. Your transmitter is going to flash, and now you've synced the channel. So the easiest way to really do it is to start with your transmitter off, send your IR signal from your receiver, and then turn your transmitter on. You may, in fact, have to turn the transmitter back off and back on in order for them to communicate. But once they lock up, you'll see that blue light flash indicating that the sync has been performed. Now, after you sync, if your light flashes, like you just saw it again, that's indicating that the battery is low. So it flashes for 2 reasons. The first reason is to show that it was syncing, and then after it's synced, it'll show that the battery is low, perhaps during a performance, by flashing. What we're going to show here is that we're going to sync a second transmitter to the same receiver, only the opposite side. So as you can see here, there's no signal on side A. We're going to turn it on. Transmitter's on. Blue light is on. You're seeing RF signal. That's indicating that you do have connection between the transmitter and the receiver. Now on this side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hold down the middle button. The IR light is going to flash. You'll see it flash. See it flash? Also note that the other side goes away. That's because it's not going to interfere with the one that's already there. IR is flashing here. This transmitter is already synced to side A. And you'll see this side A will pop back up when the sync is done. Okay, so as soon as I go to sync it, I'm going to turn my transmitter on. There we go. Now, if we need to sync a second transmitter to the side B of the receiver, here's what we do. We have our first side A already synced. We have our transmitter off. We're going to hold down the IR window once again. Turn on our transmitter. It's going to flash. And now we have both transmitters synced. This one to side B. You'll see I'll turn it off. Side B goes off. Back on. Side A goes off and back on. Now, for some reason you're getting interference on one of the sides, we can change the channel. To change the channel, I'm going to turn off my transmitter. I'm going to advance to group, it's on 4 now. I'm going to go down to group 1. Fix it on 902. When I hold in my middle button, the IR is going to flash again, and I'm going to turn on the transmitter. Flashing, turn on the transmitter. Transmitter flashes, and now I'm synced side A to 902, side B to 912. I'll do that again, but I'll use side B as the example. Turning off the transmitter. I'm going to change the group. Let's say we'll take it up to group 9, channel 1. There it is, it's flashing. I'm going to hold down the IR, starts to flash, turn on my transmitter. My transmitter flashes, indicating that it's syncing, and now both RFs come back up. You'll note that when I'm syncing one side of the receiver, the other side's RF goes out temporarily. That is correct. It's stopping the other transmitter from changing, cutting off any interference from that side. So that's how you can do that. Now, one thing you need to be careful of is that what you don't want to do is change the channel from 922 to, let's say, group 9. It's on group 9, channel 1 now. We're going to change it to group 9, channel 2, which only it advances it a 0.25 away. If you're not careful and you accidentally change the channel, you could get bleed from your transmitter to channel B, because it's going to pick up the signal slightly, but maybe not show a full RF. You can see it's slightly flashing there. If I advance it back down to channel 1, you'll see it'll pop back in because that's what the transmitter's on. But if you're not careful and you accidentally change that by, say, 0.25 or even less, or maybe even slightly more, you may get some bleed from the transmitter, and it definitely causes a type of what might be considered feedback. If you're getting that noise, that's because you didn't quite sync the transmitter and receiver to the exact same channel. So you need to be sure that you resync it and you're getting a full RF signal from the transmitter that you have on that side, and you're not crossing it by, say, 0.25 of a frequency.